Hello, everybody. Brian here at quantlabsnet.com.
In this video, we're going to talk about a very popular topic with AI and agents. We're going to look at the flip side of how agents are coded up, specifically in Python. I'm not sure if this is the most efficient way, but boy, oh boy, was this a complicated project to get to a point of actually working. So I am going to show you what this project is all about. So let's see here. Okay, so I've got a project here that I've been working on, which is AI generated. I've tried the Claude 4. That's still too early to use, but it's when it works great. So let me show you how it runs, basically. This is not a working project. I don't think it is. So what it does is it loads up a variety of agents, major components of a trading system. This is for Forex. We have a data collector, a technical analysis agent, fundamental analysis agent, risk management agent, execution agent, portfolio agent, okay, monitoring agent, and then they don't work for whatever reason. I'll leave it up to you if you want to go ahead and debug. This is only for my quant lead programming members. So there's that. That's as far as we got. So if you go to my README file, get my weird Sublime debug. Okay. Okay. So here we are.
So this is the project structure. Okay. So again, generated by AI. This is pretty good.
We have our trading system, and I'm like wondering, is this the future of how trading systems will be written? With AI, I've shown you the RAG, how MCP servers, how they can interface with some kind of model LLM, ask a prompt, come back with a response. I mean, it's really advanced. Anyways, we got our data, all the monitors I told you about, the agents. Then we have
Our core functionality of a base agent and a message bus configuration. Then we have the strategies that we have, so we can help forward that strategy and indicators and help.
now. One thing I will say, it did suggest to include TALib, which is an original C++. I'm running this on an uh, Ubuntu 22 Linux WSL on Windows. And for the life of me, I usually can get TALib to run and compile. I failed at it. I couldn't be bothered. So I told the AI to rewrite the whole thing again in Claude 4, and it takes a long time, 20 minutes, half an hour. I'm sure it's very expensive. And it wrote everything, the indicators and all, and like using its own coding. So this project in itself is really worth reverse engineering for learning, see how these agents are run. But I'm going to go over it on a long, high level. So in here, this is just a general. So it's a modular architecture. Each component is a separate agent that can be developed, tested, and deployed independently. Nice. Forward guidance integration, so I asked for that. Fundamental analysis agent incorporates economic calendar events, central bank decisions, news sentiment for forward-looking analysis. That's for because this is a Forex trading system. So that's the sort of fundamental techniques that you'll use. Then the standard risk management, comprehensive risk management, including position sizing, correlation analysis, drawdown limits, and exposure management. Again, I just asked a three sentence for this kind of functionality. And even though I don't know if it got to the point, and I could probably fix it, but I don't want to spend the time on it too much. But I just want to show you what it can do from a high level. On top of that, we got asynchronous design. So we're using async IO for efficient concurrent processing of market data. analysis, and execution. I'm going to go into another document, another post that I put up on my blog about this in more detail. Message communication, message-based communication. So the agents communicate through a central message bus, allowing for, this is the word, loose coupling and easy extensibility. That's where each agent is loosely coupled. Multi-time frame analysis, support analysis across multiple time frames for better signal confirmation. This is probably why I couldn't get all that far with the complexities of this. Risk time monitoring uh, monitors the positions, risk metrics, and the system health. So it's pretty cool to have all this. So on my blog, I put up full details. So I'm going to read you the Word document of this. So again, if you want to find that, just go to this title here, Developing Advanced AI Forex Trading Systems Python Agent-Based Approach. And again, that's on my blog. So before I continue, a lot of people ask, how do I get this? What do I do? Blah, blah, blah. Here you go. If you want to get my newsletter, do it. Go to quantlabsnet.com/registration or click the Learn tab. And part of that, you'll get a C++ HFT ebook for free, showing you a whole complete breakdown of what's in an HFT system. Name, email, all the standard stuff. Don't worry, I don't release your information. Also, we've got now, I just launched a few days ago. If you want to get the source code first, and you want to get a 7-day trial, I want to make sure you like the style of everything. We include there 3 courses, all kinds of stuff. Okay. And then we can put you into the membership that I was talking about for the elite programming. And that will give you access to this type of source code that I'm about to talk about. Okay. So let's go through the detail here. All right. So um, we know about agents and how they're very sophisticated. Okay. But as I said, I don't know and haven't seen anyone talk about the behind the scenes of how a trading system is coded up specifically by AI. I mean, it's funny enough, right? Well, they got robots building robots anyway, so that's the world we're living in now. So the agents are autonomous software, okay, perceiving their environment, making decisions, and taking actions. So in our case, we got complex simulation and increasingly financial technology that's getting more obviously complicated. The world of Forex, most liquid asset class out there, I wanted to do this. So my question becomes, will this be the future of trading platforms using this kind of architecture, similar architecture, or at least the reasoning and rationale behind it? So volatility, the sheer volume, influencing factors, economic indicator, blah, blah, blah. Need for rapid decision, make it fertile ground for AI-driven solutions. Now, as I said, I've shown the capabilities of RAG applications using a database and an LLM, and there's others with an MCP similar. But this is probably the future now, I think, because there's so much hype on AI agents now. So, we're dealing with vast amounts of data. There's patterns here. I just put up another post about pattern recognition, or pattern mining, as they call it now. We have multiple strategies, manage risk tirelessly, and it just doesn't stop. So we, as I said, and I just shown you that there's specialized agents for certain types of functions within this type of trading system. Uh, so blah 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 blah. Okay, so we go through all this fun stuff. Here's the advantages you get with an AI trading system or with agents. So here, agents cooperate or operate without direct human intervention, controlling their own actions within the Forex trading system. A lot of people don't feel comfortable about having an agent put out an order with a credit card and, I don't know, booking a trip or something. I get that. But there was a time back in the 90s where we were so afraid of this thing called the internet. Oh, I'll never put my credit card on there. And 20, 30 years later, look where we're at. So I'm sure at some point we will have agents trading live money. At some point, we will. So the reactivity to market data, news feeds, and forex trading system respond to changes in a timely fashion. So my next question is: would a agent with AI be fast enough with high frequency trading? That's a good question. I don't know. So here we also have the agents to be proactive. They take initiative, exhibit goal-directed behavior, and not just react in the environment, but to achieve the goals of the entire trading system. Can you imagine the intelligence brought to this? Social ability, where agents interact, communicate with other agents, and sometimes humans to perform tasks with common goals within a trading system. I mean, this is the future, right? So why? Well, I just talked about modularity with loosely coupled agents there. Scalability, new agents or functionalities can be added to the Forex trading system. I guess with that base agent Python script I talked about and just building it off that can be added to the Forex trading system without overhauling the entire structure. That's the problem with monolithic systems. So you can have a new type of analysis agent, sentiment, blah, 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 blah. This is a complicated part I find building these in the last few hours because I couldn't get as far as I want. It's a concurrency. So you have multiple agents operate in parallel, performing tasks that data fetch, analyze, and monitor simultaneously. This is the real crucial for real-time trading. So you can imagine you take an agent that's AI enabled, self-adapts, which is really key now, with a model, and that's like the wet dream for any trader, really, and be able to do that, but do it on scale and then with high concurrency. So also we have to build in full isolation. So if the system encounters an issue, it may not necessarily bring down the entire uh, whole whole process. Okay, so some more things. Ugh. Um, we talked about decoupling or loose. Yeah, we have asynchronous communication, which we talked about. So here we have this core bus message bus project envisioned to handle a vital role, ensuring information flows smoothly and efficiently between the various agents. So we have to harness a synchronicity with the async IO. Uh, Now, again, this is fairly advanced. The one I have here is fairly simplistic, but the AI generated and built out a very well thought out and architected system. Uh, it's IO bound. They spend a significant amount of time waiting for external operations like fetching data from APIs, receiving data from news feeds, communicating with broker platforms, and wow, it's just pretty powerful stuff. So the async IO enables cooperative multitasking, where different parts of the program, different agents are tasked within the agents of the trading system. They take control while waiting for IO, allowing other parts to run. So even if you're on a commodity hardware, and again, if we have a GPU-enabled world, what will happen there? Uh, Prevents the entire focus of the system freezing and waiting for data and essential building responsive agents. That is so critical. If you have open positions, if you saw my so-called HFT system, I believe yesterday, showing you 5, 10 positions open, and your system crashes, boy, oh boy, you could be running into problems there. And this type of architecture prevents that from happening. Um, each agent in the strategy itself is designed to run asynchronously, contribute to the overall concurrency and performance of the Forex trading system. So now we're going to do a deep dive. These are all the different components of the different agents. So let's see what we got here. Data collection gathers the information within the Forex trading system sourcing, managing the raw market data required by the trading system. If you have not worked deeply enough with AI and a really good model like Claude from Anthropic, you can just tell it either fix the runtime problem or the build problem, or if you'll be prompted where you can add a new functionality and it will add in a new entire Python script if you wanted, as I shown you within the structure, and it will update the rest of the files or scripts to incorporate it. It's really sophisticated. So this agent uses API key to fetch historical real-time data for all the different instruments, handles the different time frames, and that's set within the Forex configuration. So the configuration, pairs, time frame, update intervals, fetch new data every 60 seconds for the trading system. So obviously that's not high frequency, but it's fast enough, even um, for uh, for Python scripting. I think if you were trying to do this with C++, I can imagine how much of a hornet's nest it could be because of all the complexities that C++ brings into a a system where Python's a lot easier to maintain. So we have reliability and accuracy, timeliness of data collected by the agent. Blah 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 blah. Okay, so then a lot of people ask about the technical analysis agent, the chart whisperer. We gotta like that. Interpret price movements and identify potential trading opportunity based on historical patterns, statistical indicators. So here, and this is built into the actual scripting, and this is all built from scratch, not using TALib, technical analysis library, that is. The configurations list of common indicators: SMA, EMA, MACD, RSI, Bollinger, and stochastic. Standard tools for Forex trading system. That can be said for any system. And the other thing you notice here is we're only watching three instruments. So we could probably add as many as we want that move in the right way. We have analytical depth with look back period, 20 to 200 periods, uh, to calculate the indicators for analysis and various time frames, and pure. So, as I said, we had to remove the dependency library TALib. So, because of doing that and less complexities, because this is a real pain to work with, going across different operating systems, yeah, this current setup I have makes it more transportable. The output in, indicator with a buy sell signal, indicated crossover and whatnot, and then there's the message bus involved, likely for the consumption of the trading strategy and other analytical agents. This is phenomenally well thought out. So we have a fundamental analysis agent, economic forecasters have said what we're using here. So we're using economic, social, political forces that drive the price. Tasked with a broader form of analysis. So the role includes news sources, so that could be Reuters, Bloomberg, economic calendars like from Forest Factory, um, aims to assess the impact of macroeconomic, central bank policy, employment figures, inflation, and other fundamental factors and currency valuation that drive the input on the pricing. Now, I could get more sophisticated, and this is more obviously for a retail Forex trading system. If you were to say to the AI and say, only do this for futures and options to get more sophisticated, um, yeah, you could probably build that out. But this is just a standard retail Forex setup. So there's some challenges here. Um, Significantly more complex than fundamental technical analysis. We're using natural language processing for news, sentiment, sophisticated models to quantify the impact of diverse economic events. So there's an analysis interval every 300 seconds, waiting for something for periodic reevaluation of the fundamental landscape by this agent. So it adds insight via this agent for macroeconomic context for trading decisions, uh, potentially confirming or contradicting the signal from the technical analysis, and should be shared via the message bus. This is highly intelligent. So again, uh, the risk management agent, um, protecting capital, and ensuring that trading activities stay within predefined safety limits. It's probably configured in the config file. Um, the initial parameters, initial balance, max risk per trade, 22% of the balance, max correlation to ensure diversification and avoid overexposure to similar currency movements, max drawdown, which is very, very critical, uh, where there's an acceptable amount from a peak portfolio, 20%, 15%, which I would say, max position, limit the number of currency open trades. You could probably add in here Kelly criterion, which will throttle the available amount per trade, depending upon the general performance of the trading system. You could also add that. So we also have here some decision gate. Proposed trade parameters, size stop loss would likely be evaluated by this agent. It can improve, reject, or suggest modification of trades to align with the risk policy. Decisions are vital to long-term sustainability of the trading system. Not only that, but of the trading account. But you can see here how sophisticated this is. So we have an execution trade executor agent to interact with a brokerage and place the actual trades. So it could connect to through a broker API, Oanda, Interactive Brokers. Alpaca just closed, so everybody knows. Handles order placement, market order, limit order, modification, cancellation. Base position size, considers slippage tolerance, acceptable differences between the expected price of a trade and the price of what is actually executed. Broker interaction, agent needs to handle complexities of broker API communication, order type error handling, and the like. Pretty impressive. Portfolio and agent. Look overall collection of assets and positions within the system. Consider optimizing portfolio performance and risk profile. Implement strategies for rebalancing threshold, which has got to be done all the time. My professional portfolio managers don't even do that. If particular currency exposure grows beyond 10% of the portfolio, rebalancing might be triggered. Periodic or optimization interval every 3,600 seconds to reevaluate the allocation. So even a professional portfolio manager, and that's human, won't do this. It's important. So this will work in conjunction with a risk management agent, basically focusing on strategic allocation and long-term health of the entire portfolio, rather than just individual trade risk. That's pretty good. Again, you get the source code again through that membership. So now we have a monitoring agent, the watchdog, complex automated, requires constant monitoring to ensure it's operating correctly and alert users of any significant events or issues. So this is fully autonomous. Checks the system health, uh, adheres to the critical thresholds, max drawdown alert. Something crashes, they'll just close out everything if it can. You don't want to get caught up in a falling knife environment. Notification, configuration detailed channels where you can do email, telegram, or a webhook. These can be enabled with credentials, addresses, ID, ensures human interact operator are alerted by the critical situation, excessive drawdown error, and so on. Reports interval providing summary of trading activity. So you can see here how it's fairly involved on the agents and the different types of agents. This is just a very primitive one. Uh, but yeah, I would read the article to get really involved here to see what it's involving. One of the key terms I keep hearing about agents is orchestration, life cycle. Uh, so this particular system setup calculates the entire trading operation. I could go on. Anyways, as I said, if you want to know more, go over to our Learn tab at quantlabsnet.com, okay, and get yourself a free C++ ebook. Or if you're feeling brave enough and seen enough and have confidence enough, give it a whirl. It doesn't cost you anything after or before the 6th day of the trial. It's free. All right. Talk to you later. Have a good day. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.